So if you're familiar with the Singapore property market, you must have heard these terms being used: CCR, RCR, OCR. What do these terms mean and why are they important for you to know? Well, today we're going to zoom in on one of them, CCR, Core Central Region, and this video will answer all the things you need to know. Hi everyone, welcome to Singapore Property Pilots. We try and guide you through your property journey through superior knowledge and superior service. I'm Utkarsh.
I'm Nidhi.
I'm Farrand.
And today we're going to talk about the Core Central Region. So what we're going to do today is, you will know where is Core Central Region. We're going to look at it geographically. We're going to tell you what CCR or Core Central Region is known for historically in the minds of people. And then we're going to go through the different districts that make up the Core Central Region in a little bit of detail, so that by the end of this video, you know everything you need to know. So let's start off geographically. Where is the CCR? The CCR or Core Central Region, as you may know from the name, is the center of Singapore. Yeah. This is the original Singapore city, the first thing that was established by Stanford Raffles back in the day. And that's where everybody has lived. Of course, the city has expanded since then. The city has reclaimed land. It has expanded into the marshes. It's expanded into the swamps. It's expanded into the forest. But the core region where everybody used to stay is the Core Central Region. And what was CCR known for, Farrand, as a Singaporean?
Well, it's known as the Central Business District also, right? Where all the government offices is, all the financial centers, right? All the big firms, MNCs are located.
Right. And the shopping? Orchard?
Why are you looking at her when you talk about shopping?
I'm sure anybody who comes to Singapore, they've probably definitely heard of what we call the Orchard shopping belts. Your Takashimaya, Ion, everything. And just behind you have this entire residential enclave, which is the River Valley. And then the extension of it goes all the way to Tanglin. And then, you have Bukit Timah, Holland and all these areas. But of course, everybody has definitely heard of the name Orchard. So that's what the central area is all about.
So let's get into the different regions that make up CCR. So I'm going to start off with Orchard River Valley. This is District 9 and District 10 and part of District 10. Now, what is this area known for? Honestly, this is the prime residential district in Singapore.
Yeah.
If you think of the prime residential district in other cities, Upper East Side in Manhattan in New York, Central London, Bangsar and Kuala Lumpur nearby. What would you say in Mumbai? It would be Malabar Hill. Thinking of all the cities that we know of, this is the prime area, right? And there are a few distinct parts of it. There is Orchard Road, which is of course a shopping belt, but it is also a residential area. There are areas behind Orchard, like Cane Hill, for example. There's the famous Nassim Road. These are all very, very super prime. This is where a lot of, I would say, the billionaires stay, at least in Nassim Road. Then you have River Valley. River Valley is essentially an expat's dream. It is probably the most cosmopolitan area in Singapore, and it's located right next to the Singapore River. So it's a great lifestyle.
Yeah.
And essentially, you have some offices in Orchard, but this is mainly a residential area. So when you think of Orchard and River Valley, they are in District 9 and 10. Parts of each is in District 9 and in District 10. But District 10 is more than just River Valley and Orchard. We then get to Bukit Timah.
Right. That's where, you definitely see a lot of residential estates because of schools. In Singapore, primary, getting into schools is something that's really important, and especially the top schools. So you have Henry Park, you have ACS, you have Raffles. So all these really established, well-known schools are located in this Bukit Timah area, which is why it makes it, a very, very prominent location.
And all the landed houses as well.
And of course, it's a huge landed estate.
Yeah. So if you go from Bukit Timah, which is one side of CCR, then you go to the other side, you get to City Hall and Bugis. Yeah. And City Hall and Bugis is where a lot of the offices are, a lot of the universities are. It's a very, very vibrant area. When you think of where Orchard Road ends, that is essentially Dhobi Ghat, and then it merges into City Hall. That's where you get a lot of art, you get a lot of vibrancy, old buildings, new buildings. It's very, very nice. And then from City Hall, if you go a little bit further, that's when you get to the core CBD.
Yes. So that has traditionally been known as the Raffles Place and Tanjong Pagar, location, right? It's also served by these two MRT, which is appropriately named Right? So here we see all the iconic buildings, right? Well known the world over,
Yeah.
right? The cityscape.
When you see that photo of Singapore
Yeah,
in all the
exactly.
postcards, that is the
Yeah,
CBD.
you will
Yeah.
think of the CBD, right? Traditionally, it has not been a place of residence, but the government is pushing for the rejuvenation of the CBD with more residential plots coming up, right? So that's the CBD for you.
Absolutely. And then there are two other parts of the core central region we need to talk about. One is actually not located exactly at the center, but it is equally nice, it is equally desirable, and that is Sentosa.
Yes, that's true. And something that's actually been in the talks for quite some time now. You must have definitely seen a couple of news articles about how Sentosa is actually very undervalued at this point in time. Well, we'll talk about those details later, but something that's definitely very, very favored by expats, very good for rental yields. And there are a lot of things that are in the master plan that's coming up that will make this area very, very attractive. So yeah, that's Sentosa for you, but it does fall in the central region if you did not know this.
Sentosa is essentially like, it almost doesn't feel real because it's next to the sea, it's beautiful houses,
Yeah.
and, it's everything that you expect a luxury resort to be, except it's an entire island and you can live there and you can own a house there. So that's the best way to describe Sentosa. And then the last bit of the central region that we do want to talk about are the edges of the central region. These are some of the value areas because you are in the central region, but you're not quite.
Right.
So, and that's where we get to the edges of Bukit Timah, like Dunearn. We get to the edges of Orchard, like Newton, Novena. And
yeah, so this location is traditionally been favored by the old rich and also the new rich actually.
True.
In Singapore, there's a lot of landed houses, and one of the nicknames that the people give to this location is actually the education hub
Right.
of Singapore. That's where you have all the top schools. From all the way from elementary or primary school all the way to junior colleges or pre-universities.
True.
Like Hua Zhong Institution, Nanyang Primary School, Raffles Girls Primary School. So these are all the good schools located in this area. So the old rich, like Ng Teng Fong, the founder of Far East Organization,
Right.
his mansion is there.
I see.
Yeah, and then you also have this Newton and Novena area, which is definitely very favored by a lot of like professionals.
Yes.
Yeah, because then it's accessible.
Yes. So it's just north of Orchard.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 minutes by car, right? And there's also a vibrant number of shopping malls there.
Yeah.
And more
there's a
important-
shopping mall just for kids, right? A kind of. United
Yeah,
Square is just
exactly.
very, very kid focused.
Yeah. A lot of parents throng that.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the tuition
mall,
centers.
right? It's-
If you go there on a weekend, you're warned.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also a medical city.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Novena
true.
Medical City, yeah. So
Yeah.
that is also one interesting
Add on to it.
development over there.
Yeah, so as you can see, the core central region has a big mix. It has the ultra luxury, it has more of the offices, it has more of the arts, and it has more of the medical also, as we talked about. So the thing is, the core central region is in a very interesting place today in 2025. This is the first in the series of videos that we'll make. But essentially what we want to tell you is that this highly desirable area, which traditionally has been super, super expensive and the most attractive part of Singapore, is, because of certain reasons, less expensive than it should be, less expensive than it has historically been. And in the next episode, we're going to delve deeply into why the core central region is a great opportunity in 2025. And in the episodes beyond that, we're going to zoom in on particular developments that you could be looking at. So keep your eyes peeled, subscribe to this channel, and we'll be telling you more shortly.